Okay. Okay, great. So, hello everyone, and thank you for joining our session today. I am sure we have a very special session today about GitHub package management and our open source project that we will explain to you. And before we deep dive to the session, again, we are now live on LinkedIn, and this session is recorded and will be posted on other social media. So if you don't like to be recorded, please leave the session and you can watch the video recorded later. Okay, let's get overview about our agenda today. First, I thought it's better before we start deep dive into the package management and our architecture is to just give you an overview about our challenges, like from the perspective of why we're doing that and what we're facing, what is the problems that we are trying to solve. So then we will understand this problem leads to other problems, like in the process, in the workflow, and all other challenges that related to the main problem, and start giving you an overview our database as a single source of truth about implementing all the information. And after that, start explaining how we integration or how the integration between several platforms for our community and the proposed solution. What we are developing our open source project in order to solve this complex problem. And then we will get to our system and infrastructure architectures. And why this complexity? I mean, usually are we like to increase the complexity of the architecture, or why this complexity? And in order to do that, we will understand the componentization and reusability concepts, which give us, an high overview why we need to have this package management and using GitHub. And then I will just give you the demo overview, and I will hand over to my colleague Rahab so she can walk through you through the demo. And of course, if you have any questions in the end. Okay, so again, all our projects are open source on our organization DevOps Vision on GitHub. So let's understand the challenge. So as you understand, we have a community, a very special community that has many members from several places and different locations and countries. And again, in order to maintain a very good, strong relationship and having value across all our members, we're using Microsoft Teams for communication, meetings, messages. And in order to do that, we start adding people. We start adding people to the Azure first, so we can have them as a business to business, all our members adding to our tenant in Azure, and then adding them to Microsoft Teams on several channels for communication and meetings, recorded meeting, and so on. But in order to have these meetings, like, okay, our members would like to watch the sessions, the meeting, all that, learning sessions and all of that. So in order to do that, we using a WordPress learning platforms, which is plugin on WordPress. It's something very similar to Udemy. And this platform, give us capabilities for our members to watch all the session and, having visibility and, learning about all the meetings and the activities that we have. And since we may have questions or we need any knowledge, we built our knowledge base using an open source platform, which is question to answer. It is very similar to Stack Overflow, which has all our knowledge base. It's either technical or, procedure or culture or values, everything in our knowledge base, the question to answer. And in the end, we're using GitHub as an asset management for managing our resources, code, like libraries, and and also for social learning. So this is the main platforms that we maintaining all our activities as a community. Okay, and in order to have all this platform working together, first we took our members in the community to register them in the several platform. First, we start by getting all our users, asking them to fill the form. It's a very sophisticated form, including the, the privacy policy, all the information, and then they accept all of that. And once they do that, we took this information to start adding them to the database as a single source of truth. And once we did that, we start, register them as a business to business with our Azure tenant, and then start adding them to several Microsoft channels, the distributed groups and groups. And after that, they accept the invitation to be added to our tenant and all the channels, and then adding them to the WordPress so they can watch the session, and adding them to the knowledge base, the question to answer, so they can answer, asking questions, answer questions, or they can, start searching for any, previous information, which is really valuable for them, any problem they face, which is some other people solved them before, and then adding them to the GitHub so we can have all our asset profile and so on. So, we start adding them to that. And it's really, as you can see, it's very huge, work for us. And to give you an overview, this is part of the database as a single source of truth, maintaining the members, the roles, because we have several roles for our community and several things. And again, so as you can see, we have many platforms. Like for Azure, we have users. For Microsoft Teams, we have more than 90 channels and more than 300 tags. We identify tags by which member of our community belong to which activities. We have more than 35 groups on Office 365, around 40 distributed lists to maintain several interesting activities for our members. We have more than 60 sessions and 20 membership, and more than 300 questions on our knowledge base. So as you can see. So if you can imagine the complexity of maintaining all this platform, it's really huge for either the integration or even for, for the time registering or unregistered, or maybe the mistakes that this user exists here, but it's not here. So we really have a very huge complex environments that is really would like to integrate them, and we would like everything to work, precisely based on time and, activity to be really correct. And in order to do that, what we are, trying to do is we start think that we need to develop really an orchestrator frameworks, and we calling that the orchestrator engine. This will be a main, open source tool that can handle all this kind of activities with several platforms. And this, instead of developing that, internally, we just publish that on, the GitHub to be open source. And actually, even to develop that, it is not just one component or one tool, but it will be several tools and frameworks, and will be only one tool for orchestrator will be orchestrating all these components, as we will see. And everything will be open source, as you can see. Okay, now you understand the problem and the proposed solution. So let me give you an overview about our system and infrastructure architecture. So if we look at the component or the system, from the repo perspective, we have many CLI or common language interface toolkits, one working with Teams, one working for Azure, and one for the WordPress, the QA. And we have, again, the management suite that orchestrate all of that. And this toolkits is communicated with another repo for common workspace. This is for all the common resources, and another one for database, one for file system interactor, and one for configuration hub, and another one for common components. And again, this is just the current, part of even the current architecture, but it's still increasing and evolving, by time. And from the infrastructure perspective, just to give you the WordPress, so the WordPress, we have that on Azure platform. We have, creating that as a VM with some specification for testing, pre-production, and production. And for the question to answer, the same for replicating our production environment. And we have automated, the provisions environment on Azure, and doing a clean environment. We are in the process of automating even provision and actual data with the pre-production data. Okay, so architecture complexity. So why, like this architecture or this increasing the complexity and all of that? So in order to understand that, let's understand the componentization and reusability in the software. So let me give you an example for people that is not very familiar with that. So let's say that I have a CLI tool kit that is just interact with WordPress, and we have some sort of code that is using has been used in this CLI, and I have another toolkit maybe that interact with the question to answer, and I have very similar code which is do the same functionality, and the same for Teams. Just to give you an idea, let's say if I have a list with the users and I want to give it for the CLI to register these people in the WordPress and these people to the Q2A and the Microsoft team. So it will be the same functionality. So instead of repeating this functionality in each component or each toolkit, the best option is just having a class library or a library that has a shared component that can be used by any toolkit. And this is the main idea. So as you can see, this is the way that you start getting all the shared code, or any shared part of the code of anything, you start to put it in one library to be reusable by other tools, toolkits and frameworks, and so on. And sooner or later, we will have an API, phase that cover, or, of course, it is not only one class library. We have many class libraries. Right now, we have around 3 or 4 class libraries, but we even expecting more class library to come when, when we extended our capabilities for our frameworks and toolkits. So we will have, bunch of class libraries that has all our functionality. So any business logic will be inside this those class libraries. And then we will be an API. Of course, it could be even several APIs as a wrapper for this business logic to be RESTful. And then this can be, working the same way. All CLI can interact with the API instead of interacting with the class library. And this can be other APIs or even mobile app. Of course, this is like, this is our vision, to have a mobile app, then to interact, to add people to our community by using mobile apps that can be, very easily, to maintain all of that with even mobile app. Okay, so as you can see now, you understand our infrastructure, our architecture, our component, and then Rahab, my colleague, will show you how, using GitHub package management in order to have these class libraries. And she will start from the beginning about, how this can be used on GitHub package management and how we can deploy multiple version using GitHub Action and all of that. Okay, so I will hand it over to Rahab. You are on mute, Rahab.
Yes. Okay. I will share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You can see the screen, right? Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Rahab Ragab from DevOps Visions community. Again, with an interesting topic from GitHub, GitHub package management. Actually, we held multiple sessions talking about some interesting features from GitHub. We talked about GitHub Copilot Workspace, GitHub Pages, and GitHub issue types. And today we are talking about GitHub package management and the concept of reusability, as Radwan mentioned. We will see how we can create a class library of a reusable code and publish this package or class library to GitHub and see how we can automate this process using a GitHub action and how to use this published package in our frameworks. So let's get started. This is our organization on GitHub, DevOps Visions. Radwan mentioned that we are working on multiple frameworks or applications. We have this question to answer to automate the process of adding users to this platform, adding, removing, and so on. And also we have WordPress automation toolkit and many others. And also, if we navigating to packages here under our organization, you can find that we have these two public packages, file system interactor and the common component. And as we are moving in developing our frameworks, we are expecting to have many others. So let me open this package, file system interactor. You can find here this command that you can use to install this package from the command line. And also you can find all the versions of this package. We have this version, and this is the latest one, 1.3.0. And what file system interactor? File system interactor is a class library that designed to facilitate different file system operations like adding, like reading data from files, interacting with file path, and so on. This is the features of the class library: usage, classes, interfaces, surfaces. And also you can find here the total downloads number. This number across all across all the versions. And we have also this another class library common component. Again, you can find the command that you can use to install from command line. And this package, we have only two versions, the latest one, 1.0.1. And this class library provides common component and utilities for a .NET application. This is the features for this class library. We have here this class console extensions that have multiple functionality, and also we have here core utilities, create welcome message, generate a welcome message with ASCII art for a given application name. Let me explain more here that while we are developing our frameworks and applications, we found that there there are repeated code that will be also repeated across all frameworks. Like, for example, here, creating a welcome message. We need to, whenever we run our frameworks or applications, we would like to display a welcome message in a specific format. So we found that this functionality of creating this or generating this welcome message will be repeated across all frameworks. And of course, backing to the concept of reusability, of course, we will not repeat this code across all applications. So thought about reusability, maintainability. So thought about creating a class library and reuse this class library across all application. And this is an example of class libraries common component, and this functionality of generating a welcome message in the format what we would like, and reuse this package across all application. And whenever we would like to amend this functionality, adding or removing or whatever the update, you can update this in only one space, which is the package. And this change will be applied across the applications that use this class library. And here, if we navigate to the code of this package, this is the repo for the package. It's a public, and the repo follow a specific structure. We follow a specific structure across all repos. You can find this conventions and the structure here in this repo, Common Workspace Hub. It's also a public repo. You can find here under docs, standard and practices. You can here standard. You can find the conventions across our Azure resources, issue titles, PR titles, and one of these conventions and standards is a repository folder structure. You can find this structure here. So back to our package repo, if we open this folder src under this location, we have two classes. This one, and the second one is core utilities, which I mentioned that create. It has only one method that just return a welcome message that we would like to display for all our applications and the framework. So this method has only one string parameter, application name, and it returns a welcome message in this format, DevOps visions, and followed by welcome to app name, the post app name, then by DevOps visions. We'll see how we'll create and amend this, create a new version and amend this. And again, creating and publishing this package with versions, it's an automated process. So we created a GitHub action workflow that automates this process. You can find this workflow under this location, .github/workflows, and this workflow will be triggered on push tags that starts with V. So whenever we create a new tag starts with V and push it to this repo, it will trigger this GitHub action workflow to publish this new version. And as we're talking about reusability, it's not only while maintaining the code, it's a concept. And when you realize this concept, you will apply it in everything. So we found again that this workflow will be reused across all packages that we will publish to GitHub. So we created another reusable workflow and reuse this workflow in this Polar workflow. This is the reusable workflow. It's under this location, DevOps Visions, Common Workspace Hub. Here, Common Workspace Hub, and this is workflow. Reusable, publish, new Git. Let's check this workflow. Here, this is the workflow. The cold workflow. It has only one job, build and publish. You can, of course, create multiple job, and we have here some tasks. We have here some tasks. The first task is get version from a tag. So as I mentioned, that the workflow will be triggered whenever you push a new tag that starts with V. So this task will extract the tag from the version and use this tag when publishing to GitHub. And the second task is to build the test back and then publish to GitHub package. So as we our GitHub action and the reusability in GitHub action is out of our demo scope, so we'll not go more details in it. So here, let's see this workflow. This is the other package, file system interactor. We reuse the same workflow in this package as well. Here is the same DevOps Visions, Common Workspace Hub, and the same reusable workflow to build back and publish this package to GitHub. So this is a common component. So let's navigate to actions. We have only two workflow runs, and we have only two versions for this package. And this is the frameworks, repos, question to answer, and automation, WordPress automation toolkit. In the second part of the demo, we'll see how we can amend the package of common component and publish this package to GitHub, and then install and reuse this new version in our frameworks. I have already cloned the WordPress automation toolkit to my local device, and this is the repo for common component. And I opened them in Visual Studio. This is the one for WordPress automation toolkit. If we click here for manage new Git to see the installed packages, this is the package source. We have added here a new source for GitHub. So this is the new source, new git.github.com/our organization. So let's switch to this source, new source. And as you can see here, we are using these two packages, the one to interact with files, and the second for common component to display the welcome message for our application. Here, this is the common component. We have some two versions, as we have seen in the repo, and we installed the latest one. You can switch to another version, just check it and just click install. And for file system interactor, the same. We have all these versions, and we installed the latest stable version. So as we are using the latest and installed the latest stable version for two packages, if we click here on updates, so there is no packages found. This is the code for common component package. Let's open core utilities class. This is the method that displays the welcome message, create welcome message, and it needs the application name. Let's copy it. And navigating to WordPress framework application. Here in program, just search for this message, this method. As you can see here, we use this method and pass the application name, which is WordPress Automation Toolkit in our case. So let's run the application to see how it looks like. This is the welcome message, DevOps Vision, ASCII art, followed by welcome to the post application name, which is WordPress Automation Toolkit by DevOps Vision, and then followed by the display menu. Display menu here, as we have many functionality for our automation toolkit. We have functionality to add user, to remove user, update, and we expecting to add more. So we have a display menu here to ask user what functionality would you like to go with, add user, or what you would like. I entered here the option number 1 for adding user. And as you can see here, this statement for logging, we again, another interesting thing that we developed logging system using this framework, Siri log. And after that, it will ask you to specify the extension for the file. What the extension of the file you would like. We have here Excel, Markdown, and so on. I select one for Excel, and after that it will search for a file with this extension, which with the selected extension, which is Excel in my case, in this current location, and it will start by listing all the found files, and also will ask you if you would like to what file would you like to select, or if you would like to enter your own file path. I select number 2, option 2, to enter my own file path. So it will ask me to enter the file path. Whenever I enter my file path, it will start by reading the data from this file and start by automating the process of adding these users from the Excel file to our WordPress platform. So again, here updates, there is no updates before making any changes. Check it. Let's make some change, simple change here, and see how we can publish a new version from this package to GitHub. This is the source where we created this ASCII message. So let's navigating here and just amend this message to add a new word DevOps Visions community, and select and copy this message, and just update this one to add the new ones that have a new word, which is community at the end of it. Let's save, and this is a Git repo. So let's navigating to the repo and open Git bash. Navigating to the repo location, cd repos / common component. So here, let's check the status. Only one modified file here that we modified to amend our welcome message. So this is core utilities class. Let's add these changes to the staging area and then commit the changes. Git commit, followed by our commit message, amend the welcome message just for demo. And let's push these changes to our repo. So here, let's open the repo So this is the actions. Why there is no actions running now? And let's check, refresh. There is no action running. Check as versions, only the two versions that we already have. So let's check the commits here to see if the change is pushed successfully or not. So pushed successfully. Amend welcome message, and this is the changes. So why, if you if anyone would like to contribute to us, why is this workflow not triggered and run? Hello?
Yeah, is this a question for our members? Anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So as you can see, we have a continuous integration GitHub action that should trigger and build a new version. So I'm asking now, why this GitHub action not triggered automatically? Does anyone has any idea?
Okay. So let's continue to see why this not triggered. Even I pushed all the changes to the repo. When we started to exploring the action, we found that this action only triggered when we push a tag that starts with v to the repo. So we need to create a new tag and push this tag so this action will be triggered. So here, let's amend the screen and just clear the screen here and create a new tag, get tag, and the tag name v 1.0.2. Why this version? The latest one is 1.0.1, and we have already we did just a minor change, so I increased the batch number as we follow the semantic versioning. And let's push this tag to the repo. So pushed successfully. Let's see if the action will be triggered or not. So the action triggered automatically here. It will start by extracting the tag from the version from the tag, building the application, testing, packing, and then publish the new version to GitHub package. So here, this is the task for getting the version from tag. And this is the one for building the application. Build succeeded. Test back, successfully created the package, and publishing the package. And as you can see here, publishing this version that extracted from the tag that pushed, and navigating to the package to see if we have a new version now or not. So we have now this new version 1.0.2, which extracted from the tag that we pushed v1.0.2, and navigating to the repo of the package here to see the tag. This is the new tag that we pushed that have the change of amending the welcome message. So let's see here, before making this our change in the class library, we checked here that and found that no package updates, no package found. Let's refresh here and see if there is a new update. Now we have a new version from this package. So let's install this new version to see the changes. So let's install the latest version. So let's run the application and see what's the change that we will see after installing the version. So is there anyone expect what the result will be, or what the welcome message, what will be the welcome messages that will be displayed after the new installation of the latest version? Okay, so let's see together what's the change. So this is the change. As we just amended the welcome message to add community at the end of the this ASCII art, and we use this new version. So we are expecting to see this new updates, DevOps Visions community, and the same for the other. So that's it for the demo.
Okay, that's a great wrap. Thank you so much. So as you can see, it's any any part of your code that are going to be reused, or no repeating code. And even usually I usually speak with all our members in the community. It is not about code. It is mindset. We even no repeating question, no repeating any information. This is why for me it is not about development code, or it is about information as well. So no repeating information. Once we have the information in one place, we keep it in one place. So it increases the reusability and the maintainability. I usually I usually introduce like the more important than reusability is the maintainability. Because if you had if you had a part of the code that is used by hundreds of your application, and if you want to change, then you need to change in 100 places. But if this code is part of a reusable component, you just add that to the component, publish a new version, and just add reference to the new one, and that's it. And again, this is not just for the code, for the information, for everything. We have our common workspace repo. This common workspace repo, even reusable repo for other repos. So it is a mindset and best practices for engineering. Okay, thank you, Rahab. It was really amazing demos, which is fantastically explain, the idea. Okay, any question? Anyone would like to ask any question? I remember, Shireen, you had several questions before the session, right? Okay, so yeah, I will not put the spot on you, but that's fine. So anyone has any question about the framework or the architecture, or I think this is the best time to ask questions, and instead of asking them, we will not have any opportunity to elaborate more about the questions. Of course, you can come to the next session, even ask about that, but it will be nice or better if you ask a question now. Okay, it seems no one has any questions. So again, thank you so much for joining our session today. And all our session will be published on YouTube, or our frameworks, open source on GitHub, everything, GitHub Actions, everything is open source and on GitHub. So please just help yourself and go and try to find out, how you can follow that. Okay, thank you so much, and looking forward for seeing you in another sessions. Mohammed Farouk, do you have a question? Would you like? No, it seems
No, thank you. This
okay.
is very long.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, see you later for other session. Thank you.